Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Adubato. We kick off this program today with State Senator Joseph Lagana, a Democrat who is the vice chair of the Senate Labor Committee. Good to see you, Senator.
Good to see you, Steve.
Tell everyone where you represent.
I represent District 38, which is all in Bergen County. Basically, the middle part of the county. I live in Paramus, so Paramus out east, out west, and down south.
Great. And some of your top priorities. You have three children, three daughters, in fact?
Three girls, yep. Three girls.
Is that the reason why school safety has been such, well, not the only reason, obviously, but that's a big part of the reason why school safety is a top priority for you, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a huge priority of mine for a multitude of reasons. First of all, what's happened in this country over the past 20 years with school shootings, we should all be worried. I said this at one of our committee hearings. It's not a matter of if this happens again, it's a matter of when this happens again. And I think that we would be fools to think that this just is something that's going to go away magically. We need to secure our schools. We need to secure them properly. And we need to make sure that our students, because of, listen, there's a lot of things going on with schools right now. I mean, school security, mental health is a big deal, which I know is another one of my priorities.
Talk about that, Senator.
So, outside of making sure schools are safe, we need to make sure that students are given the appropriate tools and as well as educators to ensure that they recognize children who are suffering from anxiety and depression, as it's happening. It's happening largely in our high schools, middle schools, even grammar schools. So I have three kids, right? My oldest daughter is almost 14. My middle one's 11. My little one's 5. So I'm getting an 8th grader, a 6th grader, and a preschooler. So I see it every which way. And I will tell you that there are various levels of anxiety and depression, but I'm seeing it and it's real. And I'm hearing from teachers and they just don't have the support that they need currently. And I think we need, as a state, we need to make sure we do more. That's why I've introduced several pieces of legislation to help address this.
To be really clear, what is the most significant thing that state government should be doing in this regard, in your view?
Well, I think funding is key. So I think that the state, when we talk about funding that goes directly to schools, that we should incorporate into that funding money for social workers, so that if a parent, for instance, is recognizing that their child is maybe having some difficulties, and the teacher recognizes it too. Okay, how do we get this kid evaluated, right? Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is it something else? It's extremely difficult right now for a parent to even find anybody. If you want to find a psychiatrist for your child, you have to wait months. And if you're dealing with a child who's having panic attacks, is incoherent, really having a difficult time, in many cases is that severe, to wait 3 months is just not acceptable. So I think funding to the schools, I think having a private, public-private partnership is very appropriate. That happens in Bergen County. There's a public-private partnership with a place called Care Plus that does an amazing job. Care Plus, yep. They have social workers embedded in many of the schools, which has worked incredibly. And maybe we talk about a pilot program to start introducing in some other counties that has a similar type model. But it gives a parent and educators a place to go to get this child evaluated and to help them get through whatever problem they're getting through. Suicide rates right now among teenagers is astronomical, and we're seeing children as young as 10 years old commit suicide. We need to do something and do it now.
Senator, if you could on this, we've been doing a lot of programming around affordability in New Jersey, property taxes being a major part of that. The anchor property tax program that the Governor Murphy, advocated, that many of you and your colleagues, many of whom voted for this. The most significant aspect of the anchor property tax program that makes a real difference for property tax owners and renters is, please.
Well, it's the direct to give back to property taxpayers. I mean, it's the $1,500 off the top, the direct check that went to a major amount of households. I think had a really a real and impactful was a real and impactful event for many people who were paying property taxes. Now, is it a long-term fix? No, of course, it's not a long-term fix. I think when we look long-term, which we need to do more, we need to look at the root of why property taxes are so high, and we need to look at the programs that we're funding to ensure that the money's going to the right place, right? When we talk about the senior freeze is an incredible program that's been around for a long time. I try to speak at senior centers multiple times a year and let seniors know about the program. And I could tell you 9 times out of 10, there's half the room doesn't even know the program exists.
The Senior Freeze program run by which department in state government?
I believe that is Treasury runs Senior Freeze.
And what is it? A freeze on what?
So basically, you make an application. If you meet the income requirements, which most people above 65, many seniors meet the income requirement, which we raised. I believe it's over $100,000 a year for per individual.
And what's frozen? Is your property? What's frozen?
Your property taxes. So when you are accepted into the program, let's say your property taxes are, let's say, the $7,000. If your town, school board, county increases property taxes, yours stay flat. And the town is reimbursed by the state, essentially. So that's a big deal, that program. A lot of people just don't know about it.
Senator Joseph Lagana, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Joe is Senator Lagana is actually the vice chair of the Senate Labor Committee, has other responsibilities as well. Senator, all the best to you and your family. Thanks for joining us.
Steve, thank you very much.
You got it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Wayne Corbett, New York Jets legend, and I'm here to remind you that March is Colorectal Awareness Month. Did you know that colon cancer is the 3rd most common cancer amongst men and women over 45, and most have no family history? So make that call today to your Atlantic Health physician to get your colonoscopy. An early interception could be a big win.
Also brought to you by PSC, where your story is our business. The Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare. Atlantic Health System, building healthier communities. The New Jersey Education Association. New Jersey's Clean Energy Program, lighting the way to a clean energy future. PSC&G, committed to providing safe, reliable energy now and in the future. New Jersey Institute of Technology, NJIT, makes industry-ready professionals in all STEM fields. Johnson & Johnson. And by NJM Insurance Group, serving New Jersey's drivers, homeowners, and business owners for more than 100 years.